Getty Belgian Justice Minister Koen Geens, I feel largely responsible because I have responsibility for prisons. Should this man have been released on prison leave? It's a thought-provoking question and it deserves an examination of my conscience. Mr. Geens told RTBF Radio, he killed 3 completely innocent people with a wish to kill himself. Mr. Geens added it was the 14th time the assailant had been granted temporary leave in an effort to help him prepare for an eventual release in 2020. Benjamin Herman, a 36-year-old Belgian national, was on a 48-hour leave when he killed 2 policewomen and a bystander. He was shot dead by police at a nearby school shortly afterward. Prime Minister Charles Michel admitted that Mr. Herman, who had an extensive criminal record that included theft, assault, and drug offenses, had left the prison unsupervised despite appearing in 3 reports on radicalism. The gunman reportedly shouted, "Allahu Akbar, God is greatest," in Arabic, during the attack and had been in contact with radical Islamists in jail in 2016 and early 2017. He was, however, considered to be more of a fringe figure and not influential. Federal prosecutors, for their part, said that there was evidence that they were dealing with terrorist murder, adding that Mr. Herman appeared to have responded to online calls from the terrorist group Islamic State, ISIS, to stab police officers and used their service weapons to cause carnage. ISIS had not yet claimed responsibility for the attack. There are signs he was radicalized in prison, but is it that radicalization which drove him to commit these acts? Mr. Jambin, the country's interior minister, Jan Jambin, told Bell RTL Radio on Wednesday that Mr. Herman was also behind the murder of his former cellmate, Michael Wilmette, who was bludgeoned to death on Monday night. Mr. Jambin said, there are signs he was radicalized in prison, but is it that radicalization which drove him to commit these acts? It could have been because he had nothing to look forward to, because he also killed someone the night before. The guy's psychology and the fact, it seems, he may have been on drugs, but the brutal attack has revived fears of lone wolf attacks in Europe, namely in neighboring France. Louis Liege, vice president of France's far-right Front National Party, told France Inter Radio that Europe would never be able to prevent small-scale terrorist attacks like the one that hit Liege, and could only strive to make it more difficult for radical Islamists to launch attacks on European soil.